the hidden economic pattern that predicts the collapse of 2026. What if the next global financial collapse isn't a surprise at all? What if it's part of a predictable pattern, a rhythm of history that has quietly repeated itself for over a century? From the Great Depression of 1929 to the financial crisis of 2008, and now pointing ominously toward 2026, a hidden economic cycle may be signaling that another seismic shift is on the horizon. This idea is rooted in the theory of the Kondratiev wave, a concept introduced by Russian economist Nikolai Kondratiev in the 1920s. He proposed that capitalist economies move in long-term cycles of boom and bust, each lasting roughly 50 to 60 years. These aren't short-term market fluctuations. They're deep, structural waves that shape the destiny of nations. Each Kondratiev wave unfolds like a season. Spring brings innovation and recovery. Summer heats up with inflation and overconfidence. Autumn slows down with disillusionment and stagnation. And then comes winter, a time of crisis, collapse, and painful reset. According to this model, we are now entering the final phase. Economic winter. History supports this idea. The Long Depression of 1873, the Great Depression of 1929, the oil crisis and stagflation of the 1970s, and the 2008 global financial crisis all occurred at roughly 50-year intervals. Each was preceded by a familiar pattern: excessive credit expansion, speculative bubbles, overconfidence in markets, and a sudden trigger event that brought the system crashing down. Today, we see the same warning signs. Global debt has reached unprecedented levels, surpassing $300 trillion. Asset bubbles have formed in real estate, stocks, and cryptocurrencies. Inflation remains stubbornly high, even as central banks raise interest rates. Economic growth is slowing, and defaults are quietly rising. The pattern is repeating, and 2026 may be the breaking point. But why do we keep falling into the same trap? The answer lies in generational psychology. Each generation forgets the lessons of the past. Those who lived through the last crisis retire or pass away, and a new generation, full of optimism and unaware of the risks, repeats the same mistakes. As the saying goes, good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. This generational blindness is part of a larger convergence. In 2026, multiple cycles are aligning. The Kondratiev wave is peaking. The global debt supercycle is unsustainable. The generational cycle, as described by Strauss and Howe, is entering a crisis phase. And the geopolitical order is shifting. With the rise of BRICS, the decline of U.S. dominance, and the emergence of a multipolar world. This isn't just another recession, it's a systemic reset. A moment when the old order breaks down and a new one begins to form. The implications are global. In the United States, political division, rising debt, and dollar devaluation threaten stability. In Europe, energy crises and demographic decline weigh heavily. China faces a real estate bubble and growing geopolitical tension. Latin America remains vulnerable to capital flight and commodity shocks. And developing nations across Africa and Asia are caught in the crossfire of global power shifts. No region will be immune, but those who understand the pattern can prepare. This isn't about fear, it's about clarity. If you know winter's coming, you don't panic. You prepare. Diversify your assets. Don't rely on a single currency or market. Invest in real value: gold, land, productive businesses. Learn new skills. Adaptability is the new currency. And most importantly, stay informed. Follow macro trends, not just headlines. As the saying goes, those who see the storm coming can build shelter. Those who ignore it will be swept away. The collapse of 2026, if it happens, will be painful, but it will also clear the way for something new. After every winter comes a spring. After the Great Depression came the post-war boom. After 2008 came a decade of innovation and growth. The question is, Will you be a victim of the collapse or a builder of the future? This hidden economic pattern isn't a conspiracy. It's a cycle, one that has repeated for over 150 years. By understanding it, you gain an edge. You stop reacting emotionally and start thinking strategically. 2026 may be the year the world changes. But if you're prepared, it could also be the year you rise.